Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ditch the Diet Day 4. This is our 5-day reset, and if you have been following along, I will pretty much know for certain that you will have been feeling shifts, especially if you're being consistent with the work that we've been done. Let me try that again. Especially if you've been consistent with the work that we've been doing from day one. Okay, to getting clear on your goal, understanding what it is that you want. That is very, very, very important. Building upon all of that, getting an understanding that you have to do a little bit of the work yourself. It's not just a hypnotherapy, and that's the way I structured this 5-day out. Because normally, whenever I'm doing like my 4-week groups, it's hypnotherapy every week. Normally, when I'm working with people one-on-one, it's hypnotherapy every week and then some, But I thought, okay, let's see how I can really share how you guys can understand these little things that you can do on your own because maybe you're just not ready to take that leap to come and work with me. Maybe you're happy sitting on the fence and getting splinters in your bum, being undecided, and that's your choice. That's fine. And I know that there is some people here who have already signed up to the next 4-week group that I've been that we're doing. Like Leslie, for example, just signed up, didn't know who, what, why, where, when, but you signed up anyway, and that's what happens when you take action. So that is fantastic. Yesterday, then, what we were doing is we had done some hypnosis using the tools from RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, to help you uncover and eliminate those root causes. Now, that's only a snippet of an RTT session, like I told you yesterday, just a snippet of it, but still very, very impactful. I know a lot of people emailed me pretty much after yesterday's session and again today, letting me know the things that came up were again quite different from the work that they've done, which it really goes to show you that whenever we're working in hypnosis, we have access to different faculties that maybe we cannot access whenever we are trying to do those things consciously. So whenever we're working in hypnotherapy, we're working in the alpha brainwave, we're working in that altered state of consciousness, that hypnotic trance. Whatever way you want to put it, who really cares? It all does the same thing. But whenever we come out of that conscious mind, when we bypass the critical faculty of the mind, we then have access to hyper-awareness and hypersensitivity, which are higher mental faculties. And through using those, we can do what we done yesterday. We can go and review experiences, memories, scenes, whatever way the therapist you work with calls them, and we can get to understand them, not from the person that we are today, but from the person that we were when we experienced those events. And that's the slight difference in the work that you were doing on Tuesday and the work that we done yesterday. The work that we were doing on Tuesday was the work that you were doing through the lens of the person that you are today. Okay, the work that we were doing yesterday was deeper again. We were doing that and understanding that younger version of us, how they felt during that. You know, people that I've worked with, or if you've been in my groups or things, you've heard me tell this story about me and my grandmother. It's been a story that I haven't told for about a year or so now since my grandmother passed away, but I'm going to be really brave and I'm going to tell you about it today and hopefully I don't cry. So my granny and my granda raised me, as did my mum, but my granny and my granda raised me. That's just the bottom line. And my granny used to bake all the time. She's very much a woman of that generation, that era. Home cooked meals, everything baked from scratch, definitely not like me. And she taught me how to bake. So as a kid, every single Halloween, I would have helped my granny from the ages of about 5. And I remember so vividly, pulling the chair up to the kitchen counter and watching her do things and throwing the bits of flour while she's rolling the dough to make the lemon meringue pies and the apple pies. And to this day, they are still my most favorite desserts, lemon meringue pie and apple pie. I would kill somebody. I would break someone's arm to get a slice of lemon meringue when I'm out. Maybe kill's a bit too extreme. And the older that I got, year after year, the more my granny would get me to do, until it was eventually I was, making the meringue myself by hand. Back then, there wasn't really a lot of, electric things, so I was doing all that by hand. And that has become my favorite dessert. Now, every single time pre doing all the work that I done on myself, that I would have got stressed out, the things that I would have went for is cakes, lemon meringue, apple pie, comfort eating. Now, what I would have been doing without my understanding in hypnosis is I was just eating to make myself feel better. But the things that I was reaching for were those things that, with the use of hypnosis, I was able to understand going back to that 5 to 10 year old, probably much older, to be honest. I was probably still 18, 19, and 20 when my granny was doing it. In fact, it was pretty much yearly. I would still torture to make them with their arthritis or not. But I was able to understand that that child version of me that was in the kitchen with my granny down in the house, it wasn't about the apple pie, it wasn't about the lemon meringue, it was about that feeling of connection, that feeling of security, that feeling of being safe. And because our mind uses every experience that we go through as a frame of reference, whenever I was married to that man I was married to, I don't know if it's say his name or not, not in a bad way, but it wasn't good. It was abusive. There was a lot of, fighting and arguing and all of that going on. So I would have overact. So bad experience, I would have went straight for the cakes and the pies. But understanding now that that was that little version of me going, I know what makes you feel safe. I know what makes you feel connected. So I was eating to feel emotionally safe, which are things that we can uncover when we're using hypnotherapy. And once we become consciously aware of those things, they can't affect us the same way again. And I think that's brilliant. Because whenever we are then looking at our life right here, right now, as the people that we are, we can understand those habits that we formed. We can understand, oh, this was because a 6-year-old version of me believed they were unsafe. This was because my parents told me you have to eat everything on the plate. There's babies starving in Africa. That still to this day makes no sense to me. What the hell is my leftovers going to do? Nothing. Nada. Not a thing at all. So I know that the hypnosis is what can eliminate those things at the root cause, but there's also the work that we can do as well. Because not only do we need to look at the root cause, we then also need to shift over to our identity. Who do we believe that we are? Because our self-esteem and our self-worth will be reflected in our body. And these are the things I use the F word quite a lot. And no, it's not fuck, it's fat. I use that word quite a lot, and it really annoys an awful lot of people. Both those F words annoy a lot of people. But if you know me, you know that I'm a nice person. And that's just the way it is. And I've worked with a lot of people that are quite fat. I was fat myself, and that allows me to say that. Okay? I was well over 6 stone heavier than what I am. I'm still technically classed as overweight if we go by the BMI. So, okay? So, as a fat person, I'm allowed to say this. No fat person genuinely feels happy in their own skin. That's just it. And you can tell me exactly the opposite of that if you want. No person that is overweight is 100% content with where they are. Now, I've worked with thousands of people in the past couple of years. Many people I have worked with one-on-one, and you know me, I'm a little bit argumentative. The BMI is crazy, isn't it, Roisin? I done that before, and I was like morbidly obese, and I think I was pushing into a 34 waist. I was like morbidly obese. What? But anyway, um, I'm a little bit argumentative to the point that I want people to break free. I'm not argumentative because I'm a bad person. I'm argumentative because I was fat, I was unhappy, I was miserable, I was a smoker, I used all these things my clients come to me with. I was there, I've been there, done it, bought multiple t-shirts, and I'm selling them on eBay now. That's how done with it I am. Okay? So I know the struggle. I also know the lies that we tell ourselves. And it's those lies that we tell ourselves that keep us caught. Because whenever we have those little quiet thoughts to ourselves when no one's around, those little things that we get really emotionally involved with becomes our identity. And it doesn't matter if you're half a stone or you're 10 stone overweight. Okay? It's irrelevant. If you're carrying excess weight, it's because of those self-esteem issues and everything else we've covered. But the self-esteem and the self-worth is very important, because what is the first words of them? Self. It's who we believe we are. So there's a point in us somewhere that believes that we're not worthy, we're not enough, we don't deserve. But we never admit those things, at least out loud. We might look in the mirror and go, like I used to do. I've told you that. We might say those really unkind things to ourselves when no one else is watching. Or, better still, you might be the type of person that says things like, oh my God, I'm as big as a house. I can't even look at French fries without putting weight on. Oh my God, look at me, thunder thighs. But your mind doesn't know that that's a joke. Your mind doesn't know, oh, she's only joking, let's not take that on board. What you have done is you've give yourself an instruction and you've put emotion behind it again and again and again. And what does that become? Anybody? A belief. And what is every single habit of action that we have run by? A habit of thought, which is our beliefs, who we believe that we are. Now, rather than focusing on the negative things, I look at myself and we've all been there, Roisin, absolutely. And that's where I feel hypnosis is one of the most amazing tools, Roisin. You've known me quite a while and you've probably seen my CV of things that I'm actually able to do. It's the size of a house. But let me tell you, the hypnotherapy is the thing that I know will give the most amazing shifts very, very quickly, especially when we're working with the identity. Now, there is two forms of hypnosis because we hypnotize ourselves all day, every day, okay? And that's called auto-suggestion. That's giving yourself a suggestion again and again and again and again, such as I'm fat, I'm overweight, I'm da. But they're all lies, but then what happens is your body has to act in a way that matches your thinking. So if you're telling yourself, even jokingly to your friends, oh, I'm fat, I'm overweight, the size of me, it becomes a belief. The next form of suggestion or hypnosis is heterosuggestion, which is a suggestion from another person. And that's the things that I say in hypnosis to you, which is a hypnotic suggestion. If you've worked with me, you know that. Like one of the things I said yesterday, the key to your success is confidence. Confidence in your ability to easily release excess weight. Okay, that's a hypnotic suggestion. That's a direct hypnotic suggestion. Okay, so we've got auto-suggestion, we've got heterosuggestion. We could make a wee joke there and call it homo-suggestion if you're working with me, but anyway, it is what it is. So we've got those different things, and we are hypnotizing ourselves all day, every day, into all of those beliefs that we have. So what I want you to do, and this is very important work that you're going to be doing, because some of you may choose to come and work with me and some of you may not. But just know that if you don't, you still have tools to get yourself to where you need to be. Probably not as quick as the people that come and work with me though. Just saying, just being honest. I want you to spend a little bit of time, and I want you to think about the person, because remember, we're thinking from the goal, not about the goal. So the person that has achieved your weight, your goal weight, okay? And I want you to list 10 different I am statements, 10 different beliefs about what that person needs to believe about themselves in order to achieve that goal. So we go 6 months or a year down the line, what does that version of you believe about themselves? I am enough. I am confident. I am whatever those things may be. Because your beliefs are going to be different from my beliefs. They're going to be different from Jean's beliefs, from Roisin's, and so on and so on. Okay, we might have a few that overlap, but there's going to be some things that are going to be different. And what you're doing is then you're now developing a concept of self. Okay, I go into these things in greater detail with people that I'm working with. The concept of self. And this is beyond just affirmations, okay? They're big, big, big difference, okay? But time's limited on this thing that we're doing. So once you get your 10 statements, repeat them to yourself every day. Now you could write them out. To me, I'm lazy. I don't like doing stuff like that all the time, and that's just me being honest. I'll write out my gratitude list every day, and that's about all you're getting from me. But you can read those things to yourself every single day. You can also record yourself saying them on your phone. Okay, you can pick up your phone, open your voice notes, voice memo, boom. Repeat them, read them, set it on a loop, and listen to them. The more that you listen, the more they'll go in and impress your subconscious mind. Trust me on that. Okay? So this is again more deep work that we're doing. Now, we're not focusing on the things that we currently believe about ourselves, because sometimes we just have to push that and let it go and understand we're not feeding that person anymore. The person that we are going to feed and encourage is the new identity. And that's what will give you massive results. Okay? Massive, massive, massive results. Now, if you really want massive, 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 massive results, you can join me and Leslie next week for our, because she's the first one that signed up, and do the 4-week Ditch the Diet program. Starts next week. 4 weeks, Tuesday it starts. 4 weeks, 4 wonderful weeks, 1 session a week, limited time replays, mindset coaching, hypnosis, all that wonderful, wonderful things that gets all of my clients the most remarkable results, myself included. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to fire the link for those that are interested in the Ditch the Diet 4-week. I'm going to throw that into the chat for you there. You can go ahead, you can click it. You know me, I've got an email ready to rock and roll to send out to you to get your ass signed up. Doesn't matter if you're working with me one-on-one, say you're doing the hypnotic gastric band with me one-on-one, or we're doing other work together, because this is a question I get asked quite a lot. Could I do this even though I'm working with you? Yeah, absolutely. All of my work is complementary. Okay, so because it's my work and my hypnotic material, it's not going to conflict with what we're doing. So if you're working with me one-on-one, fabulous, you can go ahead, get your ass signed up, 100%. And if you're not working with me, well, what's your problem? I hope the fence on your butt's giving you splinters, okay? I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. So that is that, guys. Get this work done. If you have any breakthroughs this evening or tomorrow, whenever you are doing that work, and you want to share them with me, please do. I will celebrate these things with you, absolutely. Do not think that you're bothering me by sending me an email. I love it. You know, these, like, even though this is free, this is a lot of stuff that you're getting. So please follow through. Do tell me what's going on. I love to hear it. Because I know a lot of people that maybe like you're starting this journey, or you're just a little bit in this journey, and you don't really want to like tell other people around you what you're doing. I'll celebrate it with you. Because if you tell me, you're acknowledging the shift, so your mind's also listening. So that in telling me, oh my God, this is what I've experienced, this is my breakthrough, this is what came up for me during the session, fantastic. You're telling your mind, I like this, give me more of this. It's really, really amazing how it works. You know, I'm working with one girl at the moment, got nothing to do with weight loss, but I'll just tell you how crazy me and my clients are. And she's working on, building up a business, which is something that I help a lot of people do, to put their business together, and the mindset with the hypnosis and all of that stuff. And one of the things that we're doing is we're sending each other crazy voice notes, or not crazy, we're sending each other voice notes every single day. It's more so for her benefit, because she's a lot of problems asking for things. So I'm like, you have to ask me 10 times a day, can I have the money now, please? Because what that is doing is she's saying out loud, can I have the money now, please? And she's getting more comfortable and confident in doing that. And also her mind is listening and going, oh, she wants money. And after like 3 weeks of doing that, she signed up a massive client. So all of these little things that you are celebrating along the way is your mind listening, going, oh, she likes that. Oh, he wants more of that. And the reticular activating system in your brain is what actually looks for all of those things that you want. So celebrate your successes with me. Also, sign up to Ditch the Diet. Has anybody any questions they would like to ask? You can give me a little wave if you do, and we can get on that. Apologies for that being on last night. Brazil Sushi, thank you so much. Healthy Glow, that's called sweat, Roisin. So let's just call it what it is. It's not even the new face serum that I got earlier. It's sweat. Um, but yes, I'll show you my white bits. Say sunburned. Healthy Glow. Yes. Any questions? Give me a wave. If you do, if not, you can always fire them in an email or a WhatsApp or a Facebook. There's many different ways to contact me. No, all good, fantastic. I will see you all tomorrow. Get that work done. We're going to bring it to a big, strong close tomorrow with our last day. So I hope to see you all on live. Okie dokes, guys. All the best. Ciao.